Everybody, we're live. I just got here, just signed on a second ago, put the links out, so we'll say we got about 15 here. Give me a second. Anyhow, Saturday, it's a decent day out, a little cloudy, but I wanted to talk about the string trimmer that I did my last videos on. Everyone's been emailing me and talking to me and all that stuff. Anyway, friend of mine, good friend of the family, brings by this weed eater. It's a home light half crank, we call it, where the crank is only supported on one side by a bearing. It hangs off, cantilevered on the other side. Cheap strimmer. Anyway, I'll get to the comments in a second. So he comes over and I ultrasonic the carburetor and everything. The fuel lines are all rotted out and all that stuff. And I said, okay, no big deal. I'll clean it up, new gaskets in, be done. We'll come to find out this Zama carb needed an RB, I'm trying to think. I think it's an RB64 rebuild kit. And I didn't have one. In fact, I had just about every other rebuild kit, but I didn't have one for that. So I was like, oh, crap. So instead of ordering a bunch of rebuild kits for that I'll probably never use, I said, let me just order a HIPAA kit. So I ordered a HIPAA carb with all the accoutrements and all that stuff. And I put it on. Starts first pull. I had new fuel lines, new filter, all that stuff. Started right up. Everything was good. But I couldn't get it to idle down low enough where the head wouldn't stop spinning. And usually, in a case like that, it could either be the carburetor, you can't get it adjusted, or talking to my friends Tom and to John Clem, John's like, well, maybe the clutch is locked up. Oh, maybe. So I held the head, or tried to hold the head, couldn't hold it, So as I was pulling the cord, the head was turning. So needless to say, it was, solid. There was no clutch, but I had to go online to confirm with a parts list that there was no clutch. And Steve Swallow Saloon, he put in there, there was no clutch on that one. I've never seen one without a clutch. Every trimmer I've ever worked on has a clutch. All right, to me, I thought it was a safety thing. I thought you had to have a clutch. Anyway, so now I'm hearing from everybody saying, no, I have a few without or whatever. But anyway, so that was that. So I did the 3 videos. I did one showing what I did, blaming the carb, saying the carb, you can't tune it enough. And then the other one saying, hey, Johnny solved it. There's clutch is solid, frozen. And then the third one, there is no clutch. So anywho, runs good. He's got it. He's going back. Let me go back in the comments now and see who's here. So there are trimmers that do not have clutches in them. So we got Hank is here. Hobby's here. Wayne is there. Brock is here. Let's see who's going through real quick. See who's up. But pretty short week. I had a couple days off work, so a little bit of a short week. Yep, Hank's working on the addition. Hopefully. What else we got here? Let's see. Everybody's good. Yeah, it's like me too. 4 a.m. That's about me. I'm 4 a.m. every day. Hey, Ben. Hello, Ben. YS 4900 Husqvarna. Everybody's saying hello. There we go. Mac is here. Wayne. I put the link in the WhatsApp. I'll throw it out here in a second. Hold on. And everybody's saying hello to everybody. And if my lead man Wayne is watching, yes, Wayne, I'm working on that saw. Got your message. Let's see. I think we're basically caught up. Hello, Al. All right, let me throw the link up here. Hold on. Show me. There is the link. So we'll see. Saying hello. Hey, Rich, how are you? We got Mr. Wayne. Hello, Wayne.
Hey, Ken.
What's going on?
Sweating like a dog, buddy.
Right.
Hot out there. Hot and humid in Port Colborne today.
Yeah, humid.
Hey, how you all doing?
It's humid here, but the temp is down.
Right. Yeah, it's rough over here, and I don't know if we're going to get another tornado flying around here or not. It looks rough.
Really?
Yeah. My wife said she heard Southern Ontario could turn out to be a tornado alley.
What's the matter, Wayne? You had beans again?
The what?
Did you have beans again?
Beans, yeah. Yeah, and what's weird is I forget how many years ago we had a claim in for we had over 100-mile winds. It ripped shingles off the house and it ripped shingles off our shop. So we put in a claim, an insurance claim, and yeah, they covered like $12,000 worth of damage, and we had no deductible because we had never had any claims. And now she's checking like our insurance just came due again. And they're checking like, oh, it doesn't look like you have wind damage. And I'm saying, what the hell? Like 8 years ago or whatever it is, we put in a claim and we were covered. So now they're checking, is there tornado damage and is there wind damage? And, but it doesn't spell it out in any of the paperwork we got.
Huh.
Well, you know what they say. Who has no loyalty is ex-wives and insurance companies.
Yeah.
Kenny, you'd never know that there was a clutch or no clutch unless you tore something apart to look at it. Like,
well, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's why I looked at the parts list, because when Steve went on there and said, "Oh, there ain't no clutch," and I'm like, "Really?" So I looked up. It's a UT 20749, and yeah, it just has the flywheel going to an adapter to the shaft. That's it.
Yeah, I checked the parts diagram, but like in 10 years, I've never seen one that's direct drive. But if I haven't torn them apart to see what's driving it, I wouldn't know that it didn't have a clutch in it.
Yeah, usually those real cheap ones, I'm generally throwing them out anyway. I'm not even fixing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I really haven't had much need to service or even fix one. This guy, he's had it for years and years. In fact, it had the gray vinyl fuel line from the factory that was just all shredded apart.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, the HIPAA, it worked. I mean, it was $21, I think. Bolted it all together and started on like the third pole. So, I couldn't complain. It's just that I thought maybe I wasn't able to get the low mixture screw low enough before it would stall. But no, but by having that solid head on there, and I think if I'm not mistaken, the idle is supposed to be like 3,300. It's pretty high.
Yeah.
So, but
you had to change that choke lever out, right?
What's that? Yeah, I had to change it out because, well, see, the thing is, if I typed in that part number before time, I just typed in UT 20749 and all the different carburetors came up that said fits it. I go, okay, so you trust it, right? And then it came, and I'm like, what the hell? You couldn't put the air cleaner box on it.
Yeah.
I had to change it. No big deal. It's just, but then you got to watch for that little spring-loaded ball, the detent ball, so it doesn't fall out, and so it was a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it worked out in the end.
Dilly Arch, ruining McGee.
Oh yeah.
Arch is here.
Arch, yeah.
Hey Wayne, yeah, I got everything going. They came in, they did all this imaging and measuring and all that, and so that's all in the process of making plans up.
Yeah.
And so yeah, everything's starting to roll. I mean, if there's going to be any problems with the town or whatever, not yet known.
Any
cool.
In your town or your city, do you have to have engineered drawings?
Yes.
With an engineered stamp?
In my town, it depends what you're doing. Usually your insurance company wants it so that they know that they're insuring something safe,
Yeah.
But I don't think, yeah, you have to have drawings and all that, but do you need $1 million drawings? No, but you just need something that a civil engineer or architect would, agree upon, that shows, the footings, if anything. You're doing what, a crawl space?
Yeah, crawl space for the
so not as critical as a basement and things like that.
4-foot foundation.
Yeah.
The problem lied is the distance for the septic tank and all that. Will that handle it and all that? But it's not something that I'm encroaching on because the spacing is still going to be as far as they wanted it from the house.
Yeah.
it's not going into that septic area, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, Noel, what was it with the belt? What was the issue?
Well, he kept on flipping off. Remember?
No, but I'm curious what he did. What the solution?
Oh, yeah.
I think he said it was something with the idler pulley.
Yeah.
Like the mule drive or something.
Oh, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's always a gray area, Hank, ain't it? With that septic or being so close and that.
Yeah.
I had that trouble before years ago.
Yeah, did you cut the grass, Hank?
No, I didn't.
Doing construction right there by it.
How's the hands, Hank?
I got a meeting with the rheumatoid arthritis specialist. Look at these hands. I mean, they're terrible looking. I can't make a fist, you know.
So what? You think it's arthritis?
Well, I'm going to a specialist to find out what it is.
Yeah.
My feet are swollen, my ankles and all that. My joint, all my joints hurt.
Yeah, what they do, they put those pads on there and then they put the little electrodes, on there. And then
I
they
don't know.
tell
Whatever they're gonna do, hopefully it works, because it's been weeks and weeks and weeks, and I can't even make a video because my hands are so.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, at least the weather's being pretty forgiving lately here. It's not been
Well, not here.
Oh, Close. What are you pouring there, Close?
New England IPA.
It's
God
almost
bless
like
you.
Steve's Small Engine Saloon. That your video channel.
I don't display it. I drink it.
Hey, that's a good one, Klaus.
It comes home from the car, goes to the fridge, it goes in here, it gets consumed. Return the bottle.
Yeah, my kid
What's that?
went out.
Black sheep?
Black sheep.
Black Sheep Coffee.
Oh, is it good
That's not-
coffee, eh?
Lori and I went to get some jerk chicken, Jamaican jerk chicken from Mama Duke's in Port Colborne.
Man.
And she had the Blue Mountain Jamaican coffee beans there. A half a pound was like $35.
Yeah.
So when I got home, I Googled coffee beans, Niagara region, and up come Black Sheep in Welland, which is 15 minutes away. So we were heading to Welland, so we figured we'd stop in and try their dark roast. I'm going to tell you, gang, I'm not going to drink Tim Hortons anymore. Like this stuff was $20 for a pound, and they ground it up for us. We had a coffee there. It's just excellent coffee.
Wow.
Excellent coffee. And I think you could get it in the States.
Yeah, I didn't realize Tim Horton was the hockey player, Tim Horton.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was watching something the other day, and I'm like, oh, Tim Horton. I didn't realize he died in a car accident.
His wife got shafted on the deal.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure did.
Oh yeah, there's a coffee called Black Rifle. I'm like, how good that stuff is.
There's a lot of coffee companies now. I guess the Second Amendment guys with the guns and stuff. They're all like brewing and doing
Black
coffee.
Rifle.
Yeah,
I buy whole beans from Starbucks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Either the Pike Place roast or the espresso roast, and I grind the beans myself. I mean,
We do the Sumatra.
Yeah, it is good coffee. It really is.
Yeah, I haven't talked to William. Maybe Arch may have.
Here's your preview of the '67 Mustang.
Oh,
That's
no,
your preview.
what is the preview?
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
That was the preview.
There we go.
Do not look behind the curtain.
Oh, I like the Summit. I like the Summit cover. That's really cool.
Yeah, most of the parts that he used on this car from Summit Racing.
Yeah, that's nice.
No sponsorship, totally paid for by Jake's bank account. Not
There
the
you go.
company account, his own personal bank account.
I'll tell you what, man, you gotta be proud, brother.
Arch just updated us on Sippo. Thanks, Arch.
I went to the Summit Racing store over at, I think, was it McDonald's somewhere? I tell you what, boy, you walk in there, you better have a deep spicy chocolate. Some of the stuff in there is like, ouch.
Yeah, they sell everything too.
You
Yeah,
need a
it-
big
all
bank
American
account to
made
buy
stuff.
bacon today.
Oh, I finally got the tunnel cleaned again on the rectifier. Why is it both white wires both say AC? And I'm like,
Because they're both AC. Remember, AC is alternating current. It goes back and forth. There is no ground. So AC is AC is AC. So
as long as you get 25 to 28 volts coming out of there, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had to come back in the house, get my volt on meter, put the alligator clips on because I want to make sure because both of them were white and I didn't know if I crossed them would I foul something up. I'm like,
no.
Yeah. But like I said, I finally got a 3-ounce tube of Permatex dielectric grease. I even put grease on where the plug from the clutch goes in. I tried to get that plastic piece off to get them really clean, but it wouldn't come off. I'm like,
is it charging, though, Robert? Charging all right?
Yeah, it's doing fine.
That's good.
Yeah, no, and I bought a Pittsburgh 3-ton floor jack. I got it put together yesterday, and I'm like, why is this thing not jacking up? And I found a video on YouTube. That bolt, that the bottom handle slides over, that bolt had to be brought out to get that square part on to the thing.
Yep. And then you could turn it.
I put the bolt back in. Thing started jacking up fine. Yeah, we went to Harbor Freight, and I was looking at a aluminum made floor jack. They had the discount price in the wrong place. I'm like, so I ended up getting
I like the aluminum ones they sell that the very low, where the Daytona brand down there. They're very low, so you can get one.
Hey, Wayne.
I got the Daytona. I got the Daytona jack stands. I got a dual lash battery load tester. A few other things. Like I said, that's the only thing is now I just gotta get back out there. I know what the problem is with that Poland XT, the bracket that hold both the flat and V-belt idler pulleys. It's got too much play in it. I tested it the other day and I seen when it would slide over, the gap between the flat side and the belt keeper was getting a little too wide. I'm like, yeah, I know what the problem is. Just trying to get in there and get that.
No secrets there, Stephanie.
You get in trouble.
What you drinking there, Klaus?
I just switched to a DIPA. I have no idea what the D means.
Oh, that's made by HIPAA.
Yeah.
Dippa.
It's just a company. They make cheap beers.
Nah, that's
Stephanie, what you been drinking today?
And don't choke on it.
You gotta go straight for the whiskey, boys.
Stephanie's in a precarious position there.
Yeah.
Nah,
Stephanie's nat 30.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's a family channel.
Sorry, Robert.
What that DIPA stands for, did I purchase alcohol?
Oh.
Hey, that's a really good one.
Officer, I can answer yes.
You can answer yes.
How much alcohol that's cost? What percentage is something like that?
Yeah, well,
5.7.
Oh, that's not bad.
No,
yeah, 5.7. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just make sure you got food on your stomach. After a while, you're gonna stand up and you're gonna like, whoa. Yeah, I've done that. I've gotten drunk and I stood up. I'm like, whoa.
You've gotten drunk?
Yeah, I've had my days of getting dog sick drunk, and I finally realized
I would have never thought that. Robert, I would have never in a million years thought that you ever got impaired.
I thought you lived in a dry town.
Nah, the first time I went to it was a wedding party after wedding party, and I was turning up wine like it wasn't nothing. And people tell my brother-in-law said, you need to stop him. Well, we was outside. I had to go up 3 flights of steps to meet with the porcelain bus. And then I'd go right back out and do it again. Yep, the porcelain bus felt so good. I'm like, Maddie. Now,
You
one
know?
guy, he made me a mixed drink. Well, I stopped at this package store and I got a 6-pack of the tall boy Budweisers. Well, I had my 3, and he had his 3. Well, a glass and a half later, he used Golden Grain. I'm sitting on the front porch. I didn't care if it was 29 below zero. I'm like, it makes me feel much better because my stomach like, yeah, keep on. I wish you hadn't. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
That's amazing how that porcelain feels against your cheek, eh? Robert?
I'm telling you.
So
Nice
cold.
and cool. It
So
takes the
cold.
body temperature
You know?
down, makes you feel. It's almost like taking an aspirin. It
Yep.
feels.
Yeah.
Nah, one
The only
time.
problem is if you've been holding it too long, it kind of warms up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, but now one time place I stayed at, they had brand new carpet put in the house. Me and him were in there, and I took a long walk. Time I got back to the house, I'm like, the miracle Spalding County Sheriff's Department didn't see me walking around like, yep, he's drunk. I mean, time I got back to the house, they left. The lady didn't want to leave, but they left, and I'm sitting in there with a little Pomeranian. I told the little Pomeranian, I told that little Pomeranian, I'm sorry, but I got to go because if I felt like I was going to wolf my cookies, I didn't want to do
Yeah.
that on that brand new carpet.
No.
I got a question for you guys. How many of you guys have seen cracked decks on the Toro personal pace mowers?
Oh yeah.
Right in the middle of the discharge, and then
I've
180
never-
degrees on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Recently we've got 3 Toro personal paces that are cracked on the discharge end, and you got to put a like 1/8-inch steel strap in there when you weld it. I tried welding one and did a nice job, and welded on both sides, made sure it was solid, ground it down so the blade wouldn't hit on the inside, and it come back cracked again. But now it's cracked on the opposite side too.
No.
Yeah, they're always cracked on the discharge side. I always say
always
that.
cracked on it.
Yeah, now this one's cracked discharge side again, and 180 degrees on the opposite side.
Yeah, they sound like they're
They
using
hit something.
cheap stamp steel.
Well,
They're probably
yeah.
what the
Do you think
gauge of
maybe they're shaking them like hitting them?
That's what I figure. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we just got a Power Smart in, and the front end of it, the plastic's all busted off where the wheels, and it bolts onto the front of the mower with stupidest thing I ever seen in my life, how they build these things now. And then if they were banging it to get the grass from underneath, it snaps the plastic, and now the guy's got a junk mower unless I order him that whole piece.
Yeah. I know in a lot of those too, that back piece, the plastic piece, it always wears away. Now you only have 2 little ones on the end.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Go was it?
Yeah.
Oh
they,
yeah.
They like doing that.
Oh yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Well, with the front wheel drive too. That's why I like the rear wheel drive better.
Yeah. Oh, and that John Deere I was supposed to work on, the guy says now it gets hot and cut off. I told him, so Bubba, about the only thing I think of is check. It's got a V-twin Briggs. Check both of the ignition coils because it being a 2017 model. I said, but if you, depending on your budget, try to get OEM on go because some of that aftermarket stuff is like, yeah.
Talking about OEM though, my I have a Echo Powerhead PAS266.
Yeah.
I was using it yesterday, and I think it needs a coil because you can't go past quarter throttle. That's generally the coil,
That's generally cool.
$86. I'm like,
oh God.
But the thing is, I bought aftermarket Echo coils before. They don't last, so I'm gonna. It's a $300 Powerhead. But it's just the thing's probably 7-8 years old.
Does it have a built-in governor or restriction?
Well, it's a rev limiter. No, it's got a rev limiter in it. But the thing is, right now it's kicking off like quarter throttle.
Well, you almost think they hike those prices up so there's no resale value in the things. You know what I mean? So they buy new every time.
That's one thing I say though. There's smaller parts. Echo isn't too bad, but their electronics and even their carburetors, $60, $70, $80. I mean, it's not cheap.
Yeah. Oh, what?
My dealer gives me a discount, so I don't care.
Nah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that snapper zero turn we had at work, I was noticing it was the PTO on that thing was acting up because it was instead of a pull push button that had the toggle switch, and I'd be out there cutting grass and all the thing, I'd hit something and stop, and it'd take a while to come back on. I'm like, but I mean,
I got a
love it.
Strimmer zero turn right now in my backyard. It's got an electric lift for the
Oh.
deck, where it's got a
Yeah.
linear actuator in
Yeah.
it, which is bad. But the problem is, you got to take all the like sponsons off the side just to get to it. What a pain in the butt design.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Did you ever
walk
work
a lot.
on one of those grasshoppers?
I've worked on a few of those. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Those things are a little bit weird to work
Yeah.
on.
They
Nah.
still was here. I think they were at Tractor Supply.
Yeah,
Yeah. Those
Yeah.
and what's that other one? The orange one. What's that one?
the Kubotas.
No, the
Bad boys.
bad boy. Bad boy.
Oh yeah.
Don't say bad boy. I mean,
Yeah.
we have them here, but we cannot get parts for them. Don't.
Yeah, I call them sad boys because you know.
Yeah.
I'm calling them begone boys because I don't let them in my shop because I can't fix them. Can't get
Now,
parts for
cause
them.
what? My brother-in-law's got a bad boy GTR. Oh, but you talking about grasshopper? I know a guy in Griffin. He bought the one with the 3-cylinder Kubota diesel engine.
Yep.
He passed away. Yeah, and it had the ag tires on the back. His wife was
Yeah.
trying to sell it. I forgot what he paid for it, but his wife was trying to sell it for $10,000. I'm like, well, if you can get it for it, go for it.
Well,
Otherwise-
they're expensive to begin with, so everybody always thinks that they're going to get a little bit, less than what they paid for it. No, I mean it's still a used zero turn at the end of the day. You know,
Yeah.
I usually tell people if you have the need, if you need a zero turn, if you need a big tractor, I mean,
Yep.
it's not because you just would like to have one, but if you really
Yeah.
have the need, go buy a new one.
Yep.
Yeah. For what?
Yep.
Oh yeah. No. Watch.
It will say, and then maintain it, and it'll
Yeah.
save you in the long way. It's better to give the money up towards a new machine than the mechanic.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Make sure you read the reviews and get a good one,
yes,
because
Yeah.
there's a lot of junk zero turns out there.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of junk zero turns.
And don't
Oh.
jump curbs with them.
Yeah,
Nope.
they jump through it all the time.
Yep. Oh, was it? I
Brock,
watched. Now I
Brock.
watched.
bring
Now what?
home some chicks for your wife because I wish my wife would let me bring home some chicks.
Oh,
House.
Hillary. Yeah.
Yep.
Hillary.
You know, that was the first show. Then there was that one called The Good Doctor.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Autistic. The surgeon. Hell, I didn't know he was from England. I'm like, that's the
Yeah.
second show
Well-
about a doctor that was, and they used English actors. It's like,
Mhm.
how long could they try to talk American before they're like, oh, I got to go back to talking my normal language? It's like, yeah.
Rodney's right. If it doesn't have a Cowie on it, it's no good.
Yeah,
Cowie's got makes a good engine, great engine.
yep, sure does.
No, how's
I mean, honestly, guys, every single engine has its strong sides and its weak points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a Kawasaki that you don't. Tax smoke
Oh, that's a first.
popcorn,
That's a first.
Popcorn.
popcorn.
I got.
And I mean, a Kawasaki you don't maintain, you don't want it.
No, you got to maintain everything. Yeah,
Yeah,
to keep it
But
going.
but if you take a Briggs, yeah, it may break a little more often, but it's a lot more resistant to not being maintained on the dot.
But I
Yeah.
think the whole,
Kohlers, they're great engines, very few vibrations.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But they require maintenance too.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
My favorite lawnmower engine still a Briggs Auto Choke Quantum.
Yes.
Yep.
That's my favorite.
Can't beat a
First
quantum.
roll every time.
It can't be
Yeah,
the
I'll
one.
watch. Yeah, I'll watch.
I like
Oh.
to say they're darn near a Honda.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
are.
They don't. They definitely don't sound like one, but it.
No.
But
They don't sound like one. no.
a quantum will rattle and jump and do, but it'll do it for 30 years as long as you change the oil once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
where is the Quantum King today? I ain't seen him in a while.
Mm.
Who's that?
That's Bruce.
Brucey. No, we haven't seen Bruce for a
Oh,
while.
you know, I got an email. I'll text him the link. Hold on.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, the day I watched Riley Small Engines. He had a Husqvarna ZTR come in. He repaired the thing with the mower pan still on the mower. I'm like,
Good one, Keith.
there's only one other guy I know that Small Engine Rescue. He'll most of the time leave the mower pan on the mower and repair it. I'm like, y'all got some good skills to be able to
No,
repair.
but I mean, if you ever want to learn how to repair an engine, there is no better engine to learn than on a Briggs.
Yep.
Yep.
It's simple as that.
Yeah.
How they can make an engine run with so few parts, it's beyond my comprehension.
I was watching a video today where a guy was showing his son how to fix an engine, small engine, you know.
50 feet.
And the kid turned it on. The father had a wrench on the side going. And the guy was like, "What the hell did you do? What's that noise?" Yeah, drove the kid nuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that video Steve did the other day about the small engine mechanic stethoscope. I'm like, I've seen people take a broom handle and do the same thing to an engine on the hall.
Screwdriver with the plastic.
You don't have that doctor equipment? I do. It's good. I like it.
Yeah. Like I said, I seen a guy take a piece of broom handle and stick it to the engine and put it against his ear, and he could tell. And I seen this guy put so much water and brake fluid together and poured it down the carburetor to break up the carbon. I'm like, what the?
Well, we
Long
used to just do water. Yeah.
Yeah. A long extension, you can do the same thing. You know.
Yeah.
Let me give you a heads up there on the breaking up of carbon. There's nothing that works on a small engine in terms of removing carbon other than taking it apart and using a wire brush.
wheel. Yeah.
You
Yep.
got it, close.
Because you don't have the compression ratio, you don't have the temperature, it will not work.
No, no, it
I
won't
mean,
get up to temp. Yeah.
No. So it's forget about it. People can say, "Oh, we put this in, it run great." That's good, but it didn't
There's a
remove any.
few guys we haven't seen for a while. Andrews, Luke,
Yeah, Luke.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke,
Nah.
John Clem. Who's John Clem? Does he come up here often?
John Clem, smart guy.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, he should come up more often.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I watched that other guy garage story. He took an in and off one mower to put on a John Deere. I'm like, but he also had to pull the transmission. He's like, he was catching the devil trying to get the wheels, the rear wheels off the axle. I'm like, well, my Poland XT had a little hole drilled in it. I took my harmonic balance puller. I took all three sides of the bolts to the hardware store and got the proper nuts. I put the brass ones in, wheel popped right off. He said he built some, but it's like, well, either build it and use the right metal, or you're gonna have to just buy the right harmonic balance puller. And I said, he slid right off. I'm like,
So that's a good tip, Robert. Everybody just out there, grease those axles and take those tires off. Put some marine grease on those axles or anti-seize, but marine grease works the best.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you'll
I
always get them off.
Now, because I've done that, and I've also put the red and tacky by Lucas on axles.
That's Pate's. Pate owns that company, I think. Red and Tacky.
It has happened.
He buys it by the 55 kilogram drum, I think.
Yeah.
They send him all that stuff too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, him and Henry from Mowers and Blowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Henry got cut off by Lucas, eh?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he doesn't get
Oh, he
Lucas
did?
products anymore.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't know if they cut him off or they went someplace else, but he doesn't get Lucas anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's
But he gets everything else. He does reviews on everything. Like once a week, he's doing a review on something.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry,
was
I
it?
didn't- Who are we talking about?
Henry from
Henry at Mowers and Blowers.
The Oriental guy gets. I got it for free.
That's true.
Now, the one thing you got to watch, which I was interested in, I saw one YouTuber. He was approached by a company that he did a review on, and he did a negative review, and he got a letter from them that their lawyers were going to discuss an action suit against him for defamation against the company. And it was an honest review. And he said, I'm just telling you what I saw, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, they say that you can, say what you want to say, but then that's not what they mean.
Yeah, that's why we don't do a lot of reviews. Like the
Yeah.
only thing we've done, I think, for reviews is that Venom Mini Ductor, which is fantastic, likely one of the best tools we bought, and the Lube Shuttle grease gun. That
I was
you
going to say the
screw
grease gun.
The Lube Shuttle. That I got to tell you, boys, no grease on these hands when I got to refill the grease tube. Like
That's
I mean, clean. Like
You know what I have problems with lately though, and I'm going to go back to it's a grease called green grease, and I love it because anytime I use like red grease or blue grease, whatever, it drips out the end when it gets warm.
Yeah.
Oh,
on the grease gun, yes.
And you don't realize it, and all of a sudden you're walking down a driveway and there's all these drips next to you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So the vapors expand and then,
but the green grease doesn't do that.
Hank,
Okay.
what was the stuff we bought? The Mobile XHP, I think it's called. It's blue.
blue.
It's a little
Yeah.
expensive. It does not drip.
Now I've seen people.
The Polaris grease the purple stuff does not do it either.
Well, the red and
No.
khaki does because on my old grease gun, I've got it in a plastic container, kind of like on a shelf, and it's filled with red and tacky liquid on the bottom.
Yeah.
I've got the jar, and there's little liquid puddles.
Yeah,
That's what I like.
Yeah, green grease. Huh?
Yeah.
Who makes it?
It's its own company. And the thing is, it's been out for about 20 years. But the thing is, you could use it for ball joints or anything, really. I mean, it could, but the thing is, it was designed for agricultural, where it won't mix with water. It doesn't break down with heat. It goes in the cold. So it's a pretty universal grease.
Huh.
It's not.
The Mobile XHP. That
Yeah,
is excellent stuff, but it's a little expensive.
not cheap. Not cheap.
No.
Yeah.
It's about double the price of a regular tube of grease. But
Yeah.
like I said, it does when it gets really hot, like in the summertime, it won't ooze. And in the wintertime, when it's sub-zero, it flows nice.
Now I've seen people take brand new tubes of grease and they had a refrigerator in their shop and they would put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
makes your sandwich taste a little bad if you hold the key.
But not dry.
Yeah, there you go.
Brucey.
Well, if it isn't Brucey, hello.
Oh, what you got there, Bruce? Oh, you being a good boy today?
Was it NASA?
Yeah, I'm pure as the virgin snow.
Is that before or after the dog done went out there and peed in it?
Speaking of,
Hmm.
yeah, Bruce. Hey, you guys, I got a buddy.
Your babysitting?
Doggy.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey, doggy.
what's up,
Yes.
buddy?
Hmm.
Oh, it's a blue tick.
Yeah.
They
Hmm.
don't care.
Blue
Border
tick.
collie, lots of energy.
Border
Yeah.
collie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
what's going on up your way, Bruce?
Oh, my little niece is here, the Tasmanian devil. And her mom just left, so now we're just trying to bring the energy level down a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Klaus, how you doing? It's been a while.
Doing good, Bruce. Doing good. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Bruce, you want a dog with high energy? Get a Jack Russell Terrier.
No
God,
kidding.
Oh, yeah.
God,
He'd be up on the desk, over on the dresser, and back down here.
yeah. My sister-in-law had one. You talk about quick. God,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, they're a
But-
rat dog, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they had to end up putting her on some kind of medication because one time they brought her for me to watch over when I was living in Griffin. They had to bring the medication. Said, if she has a seizure, give her this medicine. I'm like, please,
Oh, I
dog.
thought the medication was for you.
Yeah, well, my self-medication, have a beer with it.
Yeah, we all do that, eh?
Yeah. I said that little Jack Russell. I'm like, please do not have a seizure while you're here with me. I'm like, I do not. I'm like, mm-mm.
Yeah, dogs have all the same problems we do.
Yep. It's like your dog goes run out in the woods and you don't know it till you start petting them and all of a sudden, why am I breaking out? Well, a dog ran out in the woods and they got in poison ivy. It's like, yeah, get a dog a bath and some
Ticks,
dog.
poison ivy.
Nope.
burrs. So what did I miss? What did I miss, guys?
Lee's on here today. There's a lot of guys coming back here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the end of summer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, who's
Oh,
that
yeah, and I
mixed
watched-
mowers
I don't
guy
know.
out there?
I've been off quite a lot lately, Bruce. I don't know if I'm the right one to see if we missed anything. I don't think has there been any drama? No.
I just meant today, but
Oh, today. Oh,
Oh yeah, I know what. Simone
Hey,
did. Yeah, Simone did a video
It's
where
close.
she.
he's been gone for a long time. Yeah. She's busy with that kid.
yeah.
Yeah.
That kid,
How's the gardening, Bruce?
terrible. Worst garden I've had in 10 years.
Really?
What? What's going on?
Drought.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so the corn is
Big.
mature, but it's only 2.5 feet tall. So the cobs are going to be this big.
oh,
Yeah.
I was
baby.
wondering why we got so much
baby
rain
corn.
lately.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
apple tree's done, which is about right. And I bet you there's going to be 40 gallons of apples off that thing.
Oh, when do you leave for
Oh,
Mexico?
Nice.
Not till January this year.
Not to
Mhm.
January this year, Mama.
3 months, but no, last year we went for Christmas and then did 3.5 months. And I liked that.
Yep.
Hey Pete,
Yeah.
do they sell oysters at the Blue Oyster Bar?
They must.
Good question.
Oh, hey, the
Hank.
blue
Good question.
oyster. The blue oyster, that's from Police Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that where he is?
Yeah. Then there's that group called Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good man.
Yep. Yeah.
Here's a question for you. That 18 horse Kohler that we took off the riding mower, it had a fuel pump on it. We got given to us by Andrew Chan the 19 horse Kohler, and I serviced it, but I didn't realize it didn't have the fuel pump until I had it on the engine. I goes, and this thing draws, it needs the fuel pump. So we got it on and it runs, but then it'll die out from fuel starvation.
Yeah.
So what's the answer, boys? Drill a hole at the bottom of the tank and put a fuel shutoff with grommet in it, or get an electric pump.
Electric pump, I would do.
Jake
It's a
thinks an
nickel.
electric pump might flood the carb.
Yeah, I mean the grommet's easy enough. Usually you can buy the petcock. I mean the shutoff with the grommet.
Right.
Yeah.
As long as you can access it easy enough, I'd do that.
You don't have 10 of those in the horde there, Wayne?
What's that in the horde? I don't think so, Bruce.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I got those petcocks with the grommet attached to them.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think so.
you got to
And-
tear apart more generators.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah.
exactly.
And-
right.
But much generator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. I've yet to have to replace anything on that Solar Pro, the fuel pump or but they don't have fuel sub. But I mean,
So
I'm
that,
lucky.
Okay, I got one for you guys. Hank and Kenny, you can't participate. Track,
Yeah.
it won't starter won't engage. It won't rotate the engine.
Yep.
Start again, Klaus, because you were cut off.
Probably. Guy comes in with a tractor. Got a Vanguard, 16 horse, I think, on a single cylinder. And complaint is, I turn the key and I can just hear a little mouse squealing from the solenoid, and nothing happens.
Mm.
Okay, here's what I did. Take the plug out.
Take the starter off.
Hold on. Take the plug out.
Yep.
No flooding. Check the battery status, 100% all the way. Cross the solenoid thing, still the same squealy thingy. Nothing happens. What else did I check? That's it.
Okay.
The valves.
Is the
The
little
valves.
is the little gear going far enough forward to mesh with the starter gear?
Bruce, you're sharp as always. He came in and said, "I'd like you to change the solenoid." That's how they come in and say, because I think there's something wrong with the solenoid. Okay. apparently these Briggses, and I've only seen it once before. That's actually my neighbor. It can get into a position where that's why Hank and Kenny couldn't participate. It won't release the starter mechanism on the starter motor. So
Yes.
it basically just jams.
Right. Sometimes they need a shim.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that because it only is. This is the first time it has happened. The guy has had it for what, a year and a half now, almost 2 years. It's a brand new starter thingy assembly.
Oh, is it an
about
aftermarket
the
one that
voltage
somebody put
regulator?
on?
It's aftermarket, but I've been using those things for 10 years and never.
Yeah,
had
but
any-
I've seen some of the aftermarket ones where it seizes up on the on that white plastic, right? Is it got the white plastic?
No,
It's got a
no,
brass
it-
gear, but the
it's a,
shaft
it's, a, it's a brass gear.
Yeah.
But
So
the
is
plastic, but the
shaft
plastic
is
thing.
plastic.
There's honestly there's nothing. I've been using them for years and never had a comeback on it.
Is
Yeah,
it
Is it
somehow-
poking out? Is it poking out and engaging or no?
I don't know what it does, but when it's in that position where it won't turn anything, the starter gear is up. It's up against
Yeah,
the
it's
fly.
jamming
So
itself
it
up.
goes
Jam
up
it in
and
the
then it
starter.
stops, right?
The big
Yeah.
starter
So it
gear.
goes up and it stops.
And then it kind of jams.
Yeah. So it's the valves.
Well, the valves has been set to spec less than a year and a half ago.
But he should be able to turn that without the plug in. There's no compression.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
be
It
able to
should
spin
be.
it.
When I took the plug out and tried to rotate it, nothing happened. It still whined from the solenoid. It was jammed solid. It wasn't until I put my hands on the flywheel cooling thing
Yeah,
and turned it anti-clockwise
and it
an
dropped.
eighth
And
of
then
a
it
turn,
dropped?
and then sorry, an eighth of an inch, and it just
Yeah.
went. The thing
Ah.
stopped right up, runs like a charm.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, it'd be the valves because it's not letting it get to that initial turn.
It could be.
I was thinking maybe the AVR mech stuck a little bit inside, then it freed itself.
But then it would run the second I take the plug out.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
Hmm.
So and the valves, that would be negated by taking out the plug as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
didn't run. It did not. So it's something and Hank got it actually because we talked about it earlier.
Oh.
It's that starter mechanism. There's something there.
Yeah. The
But
bend.
I told the guy I'm not going to go through and replace a gazillion parts for this because it's happened once in the year and a half you've had it. If it happens again, put your hands on the engine, turn it anti-clockwise an eighth of an inch, and it'll start.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the starter gear goes up and it cocks just that little bit.
yeah,
And
Oh.
yeah,
My
Did you
God.
spray a little bit?
Brandon.
no,
Brandon.
I-
was the answer.
if I'm really in a pinch and I don't know what to do, I will put some PTFE, some Teflon dry lube on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Dip the
Hold
whole
on.
tractor in grease.
Whoa! What happened? Who let the riffraff in?
What?
Hey, boy! What
Boy.
happened?
Boy, he's in a bed with Sticky Wicked. He had to come up and do
It's good to
something.
see you here. It's good to see you here. We haven't seen you here since what?
He's
last year this time.
2022?
How's the fleas, Mick?
Fleas.
yeah.
First of all, how are you?
Not bad.
Yeah, how are you and
And
how are
how's
the
Riley?
fleas?
Yeah.
I'm very well.
How's Riley doing?
Yeah, doing good. Everyone's doing good. Thank you very much.
All right. All right.
Mm. Yeah.
I'm waiting for Brandon to give us the solution. He said he had a solution.
Now
So
on
now
the
the fleas, you have fleas and ticks.
okay,
problem?
can I talk about this on the
Yeah, go ahead.
on the 8 and 10 horsepower Briggs? You can get the wrong starter, the little 1 inch and a 1 1/4 starter gear. You can have the wrong gear on there. Is it the same with the bigger 16 horses? You might need the plastic gear, or you might need the one that you don't have. There
Go
it
ahead,
is.
Brando.
I have
Okay.
the 16 tooth, which is the one.
Starter
Sorry.
gear.
Hey,
Here we go, guys.
Brandon.
Hold on.
Got the
Okay,
program.
so you're saying it'll turn over with the spark plug out?
No.
No.
So it won't turn over with the spark plug out. So
No.
because what I was thinking, So that wouldn't be valves, or because you would think if it would turn over, usually if it's just valves or the ACR on the cam itself, it would be able to turn over with the spark plug out.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I've seen the Bendix get
so-
sticky where the gear sticks up.
Yes.
Yeah, it can, and it's, but you think even if the Bendix gear was stuck up
Yeah.
on the flywheel, it would still be able to turn it.
You might have. I think you've got the wrong small gear. Like there's a brass one and there's a plastic one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
16 and 14. Yeah.
this is a Vanguard single cylinder. It uses the brass one, and it is the brass one. So, in all honesty, it's an aftermarket brass one. But as I said, I've been using these sets because it's a complete set. You get the brass gear and the plastic and the spring and all that.
Right, so,
Klaus,
okay.
you said you went 1/8 of an inch in anti-clockwise. Now it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, and when he did it, you can hear the little starter gear drop back down,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it starts right back up.
Yeah.
It sounds like that starter's starting to get a little worn or something. But you said it's a new starter?
New.
No, but it's
Are you
usually
getting
when they
12 volts?
usually when they get
Are
worn,
you getting 12
Brandon.
volts to it at least?
Oh yeah,
Starter bolts aren't loose, are they?
nope. Because I of course torque them in. So no,
It should be slightly adjustable on those bolts, isn't it? Isn't there a wallowed out hole on the starter? You can move it back and forth a tiny skosh.
you might, but the thing is, apparently it can jam in that position. And the really funny thing is, my next door neighbor, who's got an Intech, 15, 16 horse Intech,
Yeah, same thing.
it sometimes does the same
Yes.
thing.
Hmm.
And that starter has never been off the engine, because I've been looking after, because you bought it from the neighbor that lived there before, who bought it new, and I've been servicing them since. So those it's never been off, but it must be something that engine can put itself in just the right position where it sort of gets stuck. Because when you put your hands on the flywheel to turn it back, it feels stuck.
Okay, that gear might be wearing.
On some of the mowers over here, Klaus, that have got the electric start on them. Sometimes you just have to give them, because they come with electric start and pull start. Sometimes you have to give them just a quarter of a turn pull just to get it just past like top dead center, and get stuck right on top dead center.
Yeah.
Or I have also found that sometimes when a new starter goes on, the starter gear, because it's new, versus the flywheel won't fully engage properly, and it meshes sometimes.
That could be, so it kind of jams.
Yeah,
That
I've
makes
seen it
sense.
where it's exactly at top dead. Yeah, it could jam.
Yeah, it can jam. Yeah.
Nah.
But
Yeah, Mick, I still gotta watch the video you did of that flywheel mower. I'm like, what?
Oh, the hover mower, yeah. That's
Now, I kind of still stick by the valves.
Yeah, but
honest
see, the
with
thing
you.
is, the second you remove the spark plug, so compression is out of the game. Valves can't be an issue.
Yeah, I just think maybe the gear on the shaft, maybe a little just it.
well, they can be.
that-
They can be
that
binding. a
perfect
little bit.
spot.
Yeah.
They could, but then it wouldn't run once it runs.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. It runs though.
I think
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
it runs
squeeze-
great.
Once you do the little turn, you said.
Yeah,
Once
I've
I
done
did that the other yesterday, I started that thing up. I must have started it 12, 14 times in a row. No problem.
You
So
just don't want to
Klaus,
send
is
it back.
it a regular solenoid, or is it the one with the shifter solenoid on the side built into
Oh,
the
I
starter?
forgot about that
With
one.
the shifter solenoid.
Yeah.
Okay, Klaus, we have a problem with this sometimes on Skags,
Yeah.
and we actually add a relay kit to that
Yeah, so
solenoid.
you get direct voltage to it. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
yeah. Sometimes you'll give it just enough extra juice. Yeah,
But
Skags
Yeah.
are notorious.
if that little relay goes
Right.
bad, what would the
Just-
symptoms be?
See,
Yep.
Zippo Varder
It
quite
would be
often
about the same
negates
symptoms.
that and uses a high current starter, a high current starter button.
But this
Yeah.
is a regular brick starter. That
Did you check the gear to make sure that the lead in where it goes into the flywheel doesn't have a little nick in it or something, a little
Mhm.
burr?
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't.
That it could
Sometimes-
have just a
sometimes
little
what you-
burr someplace.
Yep.
Because it's got to have that lead-in angle, otherwise it won't engage.
Sorry, man.
But then,
Boy, all
let's
these
say-
experts.
But let's say then that it gets stuck up on the flywheel, right?
Yeah. So what you can do,
Yeah.
Klaus, is you can actually
What-
put behind the starter. You can put just one very small penny washer behind each bolt, just so it pushes that starter gear out just a touch. And
Yeah,
so
but I think
it won't
Brandon
bite.
had it. I think Brandon had it when he talked about the integral solenoid. Though those things are prone to.
Yeah, but this is a regular brick starter, but next to the solenoid, which sits, this is simplicity mower.
What, this type?
Yeah, that type. But
Also,
but next to the solenoid, which is just below the seat,
Yeah.
there's a little black box. Was that the one you were talking about, Brandon?
Yeah,
so what
that
I was
relay. Yeah,
asking
that
if
relay
it
could be for anything. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a shifter solenoid one like the first picture Ken sent. But if it's a regular one, then the relay ain't gonna fix that issue.
No, I didn't change the relay. Well, once I got it, because I got thinking about my neighbor, I said, "Hey, it might be that," and it just went cluck. The thing starts like a charm. You can't hear the starter straining. It just starts.
Yeah,
noisily.
I agree with Mick, and I mentioned that to you too, Klaus.
Yeah.
The little washer, the thin
We
washer.
all mentioned about there's 3 or 4 people talking about shims.
Yeah, we have a problem over here, especially with the older style haters and the older style Atco bound models, which the starter is now obsolete, and sometimes that starter gear just gets a little bit worn, and it becomes more tapered as it goes into the flywheel. And just by putting a washer behind each bolt, just a thin one, it just allows the starter gear just to have a bit more free space.
In the book. It's in the book. When it comes in for service in the fall, I'll place a thin washer behind it. Just to see
behind each one.
We're talking
just
like
bring it out.
30,000.
It won't hurt anything.
I know that there's 2 different thicknesses in the starters for Briggs and Stratton. The plate that bolts on to the main housing is thicker on one than the other.
Does it make any difference, Klaus, if you turn because some of the starters like that, when you start the engine, sometimes the starter will stick right as it engages, but if you leave that key turned for about 2 seconds, it will then turn the engine.
Yeah, but I tried that and it did. I mean, it just you can hear that. First of all, the only thing you can hear is the solenoid complaining that it's taking power, but it can't get rid of it. So it's got that mousy whine thingy to it. But what I didn't get was, even if it's stuck up there, why doesn't it rotate the engine?
It's binding.
Maybe it's got the same problem that Ken had with his Strimmer. Has it got a clutch on it?
Close. You got the part number of that starter? Because I've never seen one with a brass gear. I've seen with steel gears and plastic gears, but never a brass gear.
Steel brass, same old. It's the same
steel.
because the steel one is pot metal. So whether it's colored yellow or gray, doesn't matter. You got your plastic one and your metal one.
So it's
It's been on there for a long time.
It's metal. It's metal.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just that the aftermarket ones I buy. I mean, I'm telling you guys, I've been using these for 10 years. I have never had an issue with them. The metal ones. I've had issue with the aftermarket plastic ones. They're crap. I always buy the OEM ones for the plastic.
Yeah.
But the metal ones, I've never had an issue with these.
Yeah. The plastic ones, I think, have the 14 teeth, and the metal ones have 16.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean the starter, I did replace the brushes on that starter and lubricated it up. And when I looked for it, I mean, I didn't measure everything out, but when I checked it for play or something, there wasn't any. I mean, the starter felt solid with new brushes. I don't know. It's a bit of but I can't. I mean, I can understand one engine that has some sort of an issue, but my next door neighbor with his intake, has the same issue sometimes.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that starter has never been off the engine ever.
Yeah. I'm fitting to make the old man drink.
And I can hear when he's running it because he's got a bad fuel solenoid, so that thing will make a bang sometimes. It's not even funny, you know. But
well, try the shims and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I told the guy rotate it back at an eighth of an inch and then go back on the track to start it. It'll run. When he comes in for service this fall, because he brings it in every year, I'm going to ask him, have you had the issue again? If he goes, no, I'm not.
I wonder
doing
if it makes any difference, Klaus. Also, I have come across this, and it just may be coincidence. Sometimes when you shut off the tractor, if it's on full throttle, you just turn it off, which gives too much fuel inside the expansion chamber or combustion chamber. Sometimes they then stick. It's important to idle them down before you turn them off.
Yeah, but see, I got thinking about that, Mick. But if you do that, whatever happens, the starter is not engaged at this point because the little Bendix gear is down.
Yeah.
So
Hey, have you ever given any thought to the fact that
what's he doing?
Sorry, Bruce?
I gotta go. I got some company coming over, guys.
all right.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah,
See you,
Bob.
buddy.
You there, Robert?
Bye-bye.
I'm making up the old man drink. Gatorade.
Okay, I see.
Potassium.
Yep, potassium.
You can give that to Luke. He'll.
Hey, I saw that, you bloody oi.
You know what? There's a slight little bit of play on that big starter gear. Like maybe there's.
Yes. I mean, yes, they could. Honestly, yes.
Yeah, you got stuff to check when it comes in.
I do. But how do you check for play in that Bendix gear?
Well,
I mean,
I would,
either it goes up and down or it doesn't.
I would just go for. I'd just go for elimination first, Klaus. I would just put the shims behind it first. Try that.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that way you don't have to test for any sort of play first, do you?
No. And to be honest, you don't need the gear. You don't need the gears to be completely, bottomed out towards the flywheel. You don't need that.
While you've got it off, you could check if there's any play in that shaft.
You can see it.
But see, I did that when I changed the brushes on it.
Oh, okay.
So and from rocking it, no play. Greased it all back up, put it back together, and
you say you put new brushes in it.
Yeah.
Have you tried also having the starter motor off and then just winding the starter over for a little while just to bed them brushes in?
You do that to break in the new brushes.
Yeah.
You run it for like a minute. I'm
just saying. Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, how long did it take you to change those brushes?
What? 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Did you do the Allen key trick?
No, it comes in a holder kit from Briggs and Stratton.
Yeah, the plastic holder.
Oh, okay.
Put it in, and then you just pull out the pins.
Right.
Oh, nice.
No
need for 3 small Allen keys that you're going to lose everywhere.
Yeah, paper clips.
No. And I kept all the little clips because you can use them to reset an old one.
Yeah.
So,
Good idea.
but yeah, and to be honest, that starter, it when the starter's bad or there's something wrong with it, you can hear it almost immediately.
Yeah.
It makes a weird. This one sounds just as ugly as all the others that runs great. I mean, it's a Briggs starter. It doesn't sound good, but it sounds exactly. There was no indication. But could there be a little play in the top bearing? Of course there could. I mean, it's an old engine, right?
It's not a bearing; it's a
bushing. Sorry,
bushing on the output.
It's a bushing both ends. So
Yeah, but you said it had no play, right?
I said, but it didn't have any play. But in all honesty, I mean, if you do this, that's good. Did I try it the other way? No, I didn't.
Right.
What happened to Phil?
Phil?
Did it have as much play? Did it have as much play as my Honda engine in my last video, Klaus?
No, sir, it did not.
Okay. I had the same problem you had, Bruce, the other month when you had the crankshaft that you could do that on the top of the lawnmower. Remember? Yeah. I had that this week.
I parted it out.
Yes, so did I. I gave it back.
Yeah, it's been running with too little oil for too long. Yeah. Oof.
And Honda's had long output shafts on the crankshaft, so they really take a beating on them.
Ken, I think Phil was looking for someone to give him an answer, and nobody gave him an answer, so he left.
Yeah, it was on an engine.
Yeah,
I think he's on about an old Briggs Classic that's got a bit of a pop and a bang to it, but I think it's quite an old one. I think it's like a 1980s Briggs flathead.
Yeah, it was a flathead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I got to share. I got to share this with you, and I know you're not going to tell everybody. You know how that is.
Well, you're on the world now.
Klaus, can I just make it known that anything you tell me, I will tell everybody else. So
Yeah,
I
can keep a secret, but everybody that I tell can't.
And you'll even sign it, right?
Yeah, that's just me. Can't tell me nothing.
You got to hear this funny one. Today, I was with another Danish YouTuber at the biggest auto show in Denmark. It's every year in August, and it's called Auto Show. And this year, 2024, and we had free tickets because it cost quite a lot of money to get in. We got free tickets from that Skill brand, the tool brand, and we decided that we would ask Skill, do you want us to come by and stand there at the stand thing for a couple of hours? And they said, yeah, thank you, that'd be nice. So we did, and we advertised it on our channels and had absolutely zero response. John Clem wrote me. He said he'd be flying over, but I didn't see him, so I guess that didn't happen. So we were talking in the car going over there that do you think anyone's going to show up? I don't know. No. But for us, about 6 or 7 people showed up, and it was really fun. It was really fun, and we did our thing for about 3 hours, and then we got in the car to go home. We wanted to grab some lunch at McDonald's. We go to McDonald's, we sit down, we have our Big Macs and stuff, and all of a sudden, this kid comes over, not to me, to my YouTube colleague. Excuse me, sir, may I have your autograph? It's like, well, hey, kid, you want mine? Hey, oi, kid. No, I didn't do that. But it was so fun. I congratulated him, but it was so funny. I said, what the hell happened there? Hey, oi, hey, look at the T-shirt. Come on. No, the kid didn't. He just wanted him. That was so fun.
I had two young lads in Tesco's last week. The oldest was about 14. The youngest would have been about 9. And their grandma come up to me and said, can my grandkids have a photograph with you? I went, nice. And one of the lads, the oldest one said, you're Mixed Mowers, isn't you? I went, I had a Mixed Mowers t-shirt on. I went, who? He said, you're Mixed Mowers. I went, what are you talking about? He went, on YouTube, repairs lawnmowers. I went, no idea, mate. He went, I went, no, I am. He went, ooh, he nearly wet himself. It was great.
And then you said $20, right?
35.
35 quid.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was just, I mean, you could just see my colleague there. He says he didn't, but he rose about an inch.
Yeah, that's good.
That was a good feeling. I mean, that was good. It was cool.
Yeah, and he's probably got a third of the subscribers you do.
No, he's got more. He's got more.
Oh.
He's better looking.
Change my name.
It doesn't take much there, Wayne. So yes.
How are you, Phil? I haven't seen you for a while either.
How are we doing? Yeah, we're really average. Thank you, Bruce. We've had a fairly busy time as always, talking to this wanker here, and one or two other things. Did I say wanker then? I said wanker.
Yeah.
What's going on with Red Road?
Happy anniversary, mate. You too. Very happy anniversary.
Thank you, Conker. You can poke out your ass.
Ooh.
Hey,
It's already
you have
there.
a-
What are you
you
talking
have a
about?
green screen, or is that just the? Oh no, it's the light above your head. I thought you had a green screen. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do-
his
do-
natural
do-
halo.
That's a
Do
flare.
you do you like the size of my clock? I said
Yeah.
clock.
Good.
The face that would
Yeah,
stop
Phil.
a clock.
Yeah.
Careful, Bruce.
Hey, I missed you guys. We've been
Bruce,
really
don't
busy doing
tackle
stuff.
our friendship,
And,
Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. Can you change my name there? I can't do it, mate. Can you
What do you
change
wanna
my
change
name?
it?
Well,
What do you want to change
you
it
could
to?
have done it when he come in, Phil.
Yeah, I
Hardy.
couldn't do it, Mick. I was buggering around there. I couldn't get it
That's
sorted
because
out.
that's because you've logged in again on your second account, haven't you?
I know. I can't suss it out, mate.
After the last half an hour conversation we had to have last month about it,
I know.
What do
you
you
want me to tell everybody else what happened? He rang me up and said, all my videos are gone from my channel. I went, what? He said, I've lost everything. My entire YouTube history of like 10 videos. I said, well, it shouldn't be a problem. And he had logged into another account. He's got a private account of his, and he couldn't figure out where his other account was.
and I still can't.
Old people are great, but sometimes they test my patience.
You cheeky bastard.
What's old?
Oh, dear. I asked a question earlier on about a engine number. I did put it up there and it totally ignored. So thank you very much, guys.
Excuse me, Phil. Just when small engine guys ignores you, it's because they don't have the answer.
Okay. No, I mean,
is
normally
this
Ken is pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, but
is this Briggs and
even Kenny has
classic
limits.
engine you're having problems with?
I got this little tiny engine. It was on this. It's a Briggs engine with a badge on it. Excuse me, and I've exchanged it on a cheap plastic mower I took in. Hey, it cost me nothing, so I thought I'll whack this Briggs and Stratton engine on there. And it
Klaus, what do you got? A defective bottle?
Ken, I was talking. Then you interrupted me.
Well, I saw Klaus with a defective bottle.
No, you interrupted me, Ken.
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
talking. Lips are moving. Look at that. Look, lips are moving. Look. So anyway, this damn thing is stuck. Oh, enough now.
Yeah.
What was I saying, Mick?
What's wrong with the you put a tagged old motor on a plastic
Yeah,
motor.
it farts and it carries on. And I spoke to a couple of people and who suggested that the air intake tube was cracked. It's not, but thank you guys for offering that advice. But it's still doing it, and I've all but given up.
I would start off with right, and you got to think that engine is probably as old as me, right? Probably about 1970s, early 80s.
Yeah.
Right. I would if it's got poor running, it's probably carburetor issue, right? That carburetor is probably well old. But also a lot of the smoother running, to get smoother running issues sorted out on an engine of that age, I would actually start off with carburetor springs, because the springs are probably worn out and stretched to buggery. So I'd actually go for carburetor spring. You set carburetor springs on there, and that might level it out a touch.
Yeah, I've had a look at those. To be honest, I've changed the carb over. I had 2 or 3 spare
here we go.
carb tank.
Right.
Yeah, they might not be calibrated for that. See, that's probably a 3-horse engine you've got, and you might be putting a 5-horsepower carb on there.
Sorry, Robert, am I boring you, mate? Sorry, I didn't realise.
Nah, Mick, if it didn't cost so much, I'd tell you send me that fly mower. I'd put another engine on it if that was the issue.
Robert, feel free, if you can get a passport, to come over and come and get it.
Yeah, or pay the shipping.
Okay. Phil, what I would do is change all the gaskets first on the old carburetor. Make sure all the gaskets are right.
Diaphragm.
Yeah, I've done those. Yeah, Henry, you're quite right. I did all those. Yeah.
Even the O-ring on the intake manifold?
Yes, sir.
Put a new one on.
Yep. So the other thing you can do also, which I believe I think me and Klaus had a conversation about this a while back, is that those older style Briggs engines, just put a brand spanking new tank and carburetor on it, a modern one, and they run just fine.
Really? Yeah. To be
Did you
honest,
check the compression, Phil?
I'm going to flog it for 50, 60 quid. I mean,
I'm
if
sorry,
it's going to fart and go, you know.
I'm sorry, I went out at a crucial moment, I think. Does it have starting problems or running problems?
It starts and runs fine. It just farts and spits and carries on every 5 or 6 cycles, you know.
And you checked the intake already?
Okay, it's going to have points, right? So have you checked the points?
No points.
Oh, that means it's more than 1982.
Phil, have you checked the valve lash?
That's a
I
pain.
go that far. I ain't got that far.
It could be valve lash. It could be valve lash. It could be the
Usually
head gasket and head gasket carbon in there.
But at night, though, Todd, see if the muffler's glowing at night.
Yeah.
No, but
Do you think, Ken, I'm going to go out at night time with a bloody engine firing away?
No.
For all my neighbours.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute, because the last time you went out at night time, it was a cold winter's night, and you were still there 3 hours later on your back with frost on your face.
You did a triple sock cow. You did a triple sock cow in the garage.
But Phil, when those little classic engines make that farting sound, for lack of a better term, it's because it can't get rid of the rest of the compression in time.
Right. Yeah.
And that's
lazy.
Usually due to an exhaust valve that closes too soon. And the reason it closes too soon is that over time the valve will sort of hammer the seat down a bit.
Yeah.
So when you check your valve lash, I guarantee you'll find it too tight.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be 10 thou, right?
Yeah.
That's called, they call that a power add.
So the next video will be Conker with his Briggs and Stratton valve putting in and taking out tool in about 14
and I took off too much.
Conker, I will say, you have seen Bruce and everybody else put that end of that valve to the grinding stone. Be very, very careful.
I find Conker, if you just cut about ½ inch off the end of the exhaust valve, you'll be fine.
Nothing opens, nothing closes. It's tight. Next.
You know, guys,
you know what, they'll run at 15,000.
Well, it's an absolute delight to talk to you. The rest of you can wankers.
I'm working on mine right now.
Second thing with the classics, if they in their past have been running with very bad oil or too low oil, the camshaft wears. So the lobes they aren't as pointy as they're supposed to be. Same issue.
Might not be raising that exhaust valve up enough.
Klaus, I blame the synthetic oil.
I'm going to sell it as it is.
Yeah.
It's 50, 60 pound mower. It's going to get somebody out of trouble. Quite frankly,
The problem is, unless with those old flathead engines, right? And unless you're prepared to strip it down, look at the head gasket, clean the head off, tidy all the valves up, and maybe just do a bit of valve lashing, you might just put another engine on it for 30 quid.
And to be honest, Mick might be right, because if you got too much carbon in there that afterglows, that means it glows at a point where you don't want to glow. That can give that farting sound as well.
Yeah, exactly, Kenny. I've seen quite a few flatheads in my time where people don't take the heads off of them, and there's just so much crud up behind there because they've been there like 10, 15 years.
If I can quote the service manual from Briggs and Stratton on L-head engines, head must be taken off and all carbon must be removed every 300 hours.
And run it.
Well, that didn't happen on my 1963 that runs like a clock.
Sorry, Klaus. For a minute there, Klaus, I just shut off. Forgot what you said.
I'm doing one right now, Phil, but it was made in 2008.
2008.
But Nick, in all honesty, if carbon is the issue, following the service manual prevented it.
It's
Phil.
not a problem. The head is only held on by 7 or 8 bolts. I can't remember exactly.
8.
And it's really easy to check it. Yeah, it's really easy to check it. And the valves and everything. If you can turn the valves with your thumb while they're closed, then you've got a bad valve.
Phil, the next time you got it running, take some carb spray and spray it along where the gasket is, where it mounts to the tank, just to see if it dies out.
Wayne.
Because then you're safe in there.
And the
Wayne.
intake manifold too.
Do it outside in case of fire.
Wayne,
Yeah.
are you expecting Conker to be in his workshop with carburetor spray and a running engine? Are you nuts?
Hang on. Hang on a minute.
He's got
I
fire
watched
insurance.
Ken trying to use MAP gas doing a carburetor leak.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah.
What, Kenny? What does MAP gas smell like?
Smells like
It's a different smell when it's lit.
It's the fastest grooming tool you have ever seen.
We've all done it.
Yeah,
Well,
the difference is,
if you ask me,
Kenny did it on a live stream with us. And the next thing, eyebrows gone.
I think it was on one of our videos as well, Mick.
I think the best one I ever saw was Henry from Mowers and Blowers, and he was plastic welding inside of a ride-on fuel tank or something, a plastic fuel tank, and he had the fuel tank sat down, and he was melting like zip ties or something, and they were dropping into the thing. Well, one went in with a little tiny spark. It went like that. So I sent him some stick-on eyebrows from Amazon. All his eyebrows were gone.
I love those little Briggs engines so much that I will work for a week to get them.
Yeah.
I love them. I won't let one go out the back door.
I've had an edger from the local cemetery. They bring in their stuff from time to time, and the thing was been so beaten by running without oil or very old oil or something that the valve seat, the camshaft was worn.
Yeah.
And they did not want it. If I couldn't fix it without replacing the camshaft, they were going to scrap it and buy a new one. I sanded those valves. I must have been grinding on them for a good 40 minutes each to get them down, so they would actually connect sufficiently with the camshaft. Now it runs great. I told him next time we run out of oil, get a new one.
The advantage with those little Briggs engines is the parts are accessible, the parts are available, and it's, they're just so simple to get going. Which brings me to a question: if they're so simple, so reliable, so accessible, why is Conker having issues?
He's just starting out.
He's new to the game. Yeah.
I will say this: Conker has taught me everything I've forgotten.
Oh boy!
Do we all remember the time when Conker came round my house and he drove an hour and 45 minutes for me to just turn in the idle screw about 3/4 of a turn? Do you remember that one?
I remember that one.
Don't remember that. Don't remember it. Can't remember it.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes it's the simple things that makes you learn, right? Has he been back with idle screw issues?
He did come back. No, he didn't come back for that, but he has been back since. But I think he comes over just for lunch nowadays. That's all it is.
Speaking of fires, Jake just picked up 2 tornado damaged riding lawnmowers, and each one had a rear wheel that was off the bead. So he hooked up his little Milwaukee air compressor to it, took brake cleaner.
Oh, he did, eh?
And then you watch the riding lawnmower jump up about 8-9 inches in the air when it popped the bead back on.
Yeah.
Lori came running out of the house, said, "What the hell's going on out here?" Jake said, "Just putting tires back on."
Just getting my eyebrows put back on, Mom.
Worked great.
Don't worry.
I've tried that, and I have not had luck at that. I've tried it.
No,
Yeah.
he's got this little portable Milwaukee air compressor, battery operated. So he hooks it up so air is going into it as it explodes, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it worked really good. And then you seen a little bit of the stuff burning on the tire, which went out pretty quickly.
Just
It's not so forgiving. It's not so forgiving on a 22-ton dumper truck. That's a problem when they jump up in the air.
No, they
those
go
videos
flying.
are fantastic, though, aren't they? When they actually work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because as soon as they implode, they start vacuum starts going into it and it breaks the bead again. So you got to keep that airflow in there.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing today?
Good, Brett.
Well, we were doing okay. We were doing okay, Brett, until you turned up. To be fair, mate.
Now you're going to get the abuse, Brett.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
gonna hit
If
you.
you're not getting insulted, you're not loved.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's the way I feel. If you don't rib on me, then I know that you don't like me.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's a double negative. So that means it's
Shall we all just keep quiet now for a bit?
Yeah. Okay, I want to say something. I'm working on a 22-year-old Toro personal pace with front wheel drive.
That the aluminum deck?
No, it's heavy, but what a wonderful lawnmower to work on.
No,
Everything-
aluminium, Ken, not
everything
aluminum.
just
What's the aluminum
fits.
nonsense?
Yeah, I've never seen the aluminum one.
Does the
Flathead Quantum, Bruce?
Hey?
Flathead Quantum?
No, it's got a Tecumseh on it. 6 horse.
Tecumseh.
Nice.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that guy who John Dale's supposed to work on, he gonna try to bring me back my Snapper 28-inch high vac. I'm like, please do, because I can't stand to see that comes in Duro is not doing right. I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out. Get that thing
We
back.
had a nice score
Pardon?
this week. A guy gave us a Lawn Boy all-wheel drive. Gave it to us.
Yep.
The only thing missing was the bag, but it's got the mulch plug. The only thing I didn't like was it had that crappy Kohler on it.
I've got a story
Oh.
about a friend of mine. He
Yeah,
gave
Kohler's
somebody a
discouraged.
lawn boy lawnmower once.
The 12 horse.
He lost a lot of weight, Nick. You see his channel lately? He lost a lot of weight.
I will say, I actually donated a chainsaw this week. My supplier, the place where I buy most of my parts, they have this rally where you can donate a chainsaw to the Ukraine.
Oh, nice.
Because it's going to be fall soon, and there's a lot of guys struggling to keep a normal day going, and they use wood. They had a ton of wood over there, so
I
they
thought you
use
were saying they're
wood.
going to chop up Russians.
It could do that too. It's got a sharp chain on it, but it's
saws
not-
for self-defense. Why not?
No, well, it's the rally is to, if you will donate and this is a nice thing.
It's just
this
chainsaws,
supplier.
Nick?
Yes. If you have it's got to be running. You got to take a picture of it, send it in. They will send you a box with a free return shipping. They will collect them all, and the company bought 500 boxes.
Wow.
So when they're for whatever they get in, they will ship them in a container to the Ukraine, to civil population, not to military, but to civil, so that people can get some wood cut and keep warm. And I thought, I'm not very political when it comes to this, but I thought, hobby motor that I do is about helping people fix their crap.
Yeah.
You never sent me. You never sent me a free T-shirt. Tight
Wait,
arms.
Klaus, is that going to be on your
I
new
got one.
shirts? Hobby Motor, helping people fix crap.
No, I get a T-shirt from them. Says I donated or something. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I told them I don't need the T-shirt. Oh, you'll get the T-shirt. There you go, Bruce.
Yeah, I didn't get a T-shirt.
I got one mixed framed.
Mick, you bought one, but it was so good, your wife stole it. Remember?
We use it as rags.
Well, she stole it for 90, as I remember.
No, that's mine.
The logo.
That's,
That's yours.
about
Oh,
the
that's
logo.
yours. Okay, mine is rags,
not that-
but you know what? A good quality rag is a good thing.
It's not that
Oh, no.
Klaus. It was all right. It was all right until the logo fell off.
There we go. Nice hat.
It does come off in the doesn't matter. I donated my little 018 steel with a brand new chain on it. So yeah.
Nice.
That's I thought that was
That's a nice size for residential too. Huh?
Klaus,
Yeah, I
when
mean-
did you change your name?
What?
Hobby Motor, helping people.
I mean, somebody's got
Very
access
good.
to something, and I don't know what that is, but
Oh,
yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, but honestly, it's actually true. I do help people fixing crap because
But
if they
no.
can afford to go to a shop, they would, right?
Yeah. No. I watched Ellis Moore the other day. He had a Columbia riding mower that came from Canada.
That's
I'm like,
MTD. That's MTD.
Oh, must still be running then.
well, he had to do a few things to it, but the thing even had French writing on it. I'm like, au revoir, monsieur. La mort has French on it, oui.
Yeah, you do that. You speak it better than I do.
Yeah, well, I'm of French descent. My great granddaddy, he wouldn't learn to speak English. He said, nope, but my grandparents could understand everything he said. I'm like,
Really?
yep. He would not. He wouldn't learn to speak English. He said, nope. So he just talked. He would talk in French, and they understood everything he said. I'm like,
Now, I just watched a video that somebody did on YouTube. Don't remember the guy's name. He was working on a Murray push mower, and it had a beautifully designed side discharge that you could rotate into a mulching plug. You guys ever see that?
Nope.
Like
Wayne, to
it,
be
it
honest
was
with you, mate, there's
amazing
nothing
that
like
somebody
side
didn't do that on
discharge.
all lawnmowers because you just rotate it and
Yep.
it'll close off as a mulching plug, and then you loosen off the screw, open it up, and it's a side discharge. Excellent.
oh,
Okay.
yeah.
But I got a question then, not for you particularly, Wayne, but in general. That's really nice. You can take a machine. Now it's side discharge. Now it's mulching. The thing is, there is no blade that does both.
No. You can get a mulching blade that has as much as a high lift lip on it as a high lift blade.
Yeah, but
Well,
Here's
actually,
everybody.
a prime example of that, and Klaus, you can attest to this. You've got one of these. The Honda HRX.
Yep.
Can do mulch or bag, and it's got that's got two blades.
It's got two
the
blades.
double blade.
But
It's
the
got
main
two blades.
blade on it though is that got a super high back on it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think I've ever seen maybe I'm wrong here, Wayne. Honestly, maybe I'm wrong, but I've never seen a mulching blade where the winglet is as big as it is on a side discharge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So having a machine is kind of a marketing thingy.
Nice idea. Well, it's like, okay, we got the Kubota 1880 out there that we're working on, and it actually has on the deck, and I mean it's a heavy deck. It's not fabricated. It's stamped, but it's heavy duty steel, and it has a sliding steel mulching plug that you can unlatch, slip it in front of the side discharge, so you can mulch with the mower.
Yeah, and it will do both, but it'll do one better than the other depending on what blades you put on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I run into that with my Time Master. I've got the stock Gator blades on it that it came with. But if you try to side discharge with it, it doesn't do what a set of high lifts would do.
Oh.
Oh, was it? A lot of these guys with these zero turn mowers with stand on and sit down, they got that little electric control flap. So they can, if they cutting right up, they don't want to mow grass on the sidewalk, and they hit a little button and flap comes up. I'm like,
Well, Toro has a mulching plug. You just pick up the flapper and lock in the mulching plug right there.
Yeah, and the flapper holds it down.
Yeah.
Spring tension.
Up here.
oh, I was been asking.
Yeah.
Nah,
Dang it.
nah.
See, I'm looking for a side shoot for my Toro over here. I just got it. It had the bag and the mulch plug. But I want the side chute. It has the door on it, obviously, but I want the side chute.
Yeah.
I've seen some of those riding mowers, particularly in the States, where they have this almost a hose that goes up to a collector box.
Yeah.
What kind of blades do you put on those machines? Because you need a heck of a lot of air to do that.
Actually, Klaus, some of them like that. There's actually a second blower unit that actually provides the vacuum to get it out of the deck and put it into the X-Mark Navigator.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
like,
self-
but like on a regular Husqvarna with a thing, I don't think there's
there's no second blower, but those blades have a big wing.
Well, like Snapper, the
Please
whole
say
side
what,
of
man?
the deck was
I don't know what he said.
opened up, and it would come up quicker than trying to get it around and into
Yeah, all the old lawn boys.
yeah.
Had the tubes that went to the bag.
Yep, had a tunnel.
I know I'm jumping around here, but who owns lawn boats these days?
Toro.
Toro, okay.
Yeah.
Toro just owns the name. There, you won't find a lawn boy as we knew him.
No.
Yeah. There's a guy on YouTube. He has some of the old school.
That'll never catch on.
But he has some of the old school 2-cycle lawnmower mowers and stuff. I'm like, But speaking of blades, I'm on this guy. He had a 28-inch high vac resin snapper, and he had the Ninja blade on it. I'm like, Ninja blade.
Nick, I was actually doing a service on a 2-stroke fly mow this spring. It's got a little 2-stroke Suzuki.
Ken, shut up.
Yeah, a lot of them did have a 2-stroke Suzuki's, mate. Yeah.
I mean, for ditches and stuff where angles is an issue, that thing ran sweet.
What motor was on it again? 2-stroke what?
Suzuki.
Okay, I've seen some of the old ones here in the States back in the day. 2-stroke Tecumseh.
Yeah,
Two strokes Tecumseh sound like snowblowers. They run sweet as well.
They put the Tecumseh on the bigger ones. It was generally the smaller domestic style ones have these Suzuki on them, and but they're pretty good.
They're solid engines. They run really nice.
Now, and was it? I used to go to Home Depot, and they even sold the Briggs and Stratton 2-cycle oil. I'm like, Briggs and Stratton made a 2-cycle oil.
Yeah, they made a 2-cycle engine, so why not?
Yeah.
They didn't have it out very long, but they did.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that the Tecumseh 2-strokes were only the Italian ones.
No.
No.
Say again, Kenny.
I thought that the 2-strokes were only the Italian Tecumseh 2-strokes.
No.
They made American Tecumseh 2-strokes?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually had a vertical. The ones I've seen had a vertical pole.
Yeah.
The starter gear, the starter, when you pulled the rope, came in from the side like on a older lawn boy.
That's a nice mower, Bruce.
Oh yeah.
That's
what you got, Bruce?
What year is that one, Bruce?
That's probably from the early
Bruce,
70s.
you're muted, buddy.
I got a 1970 in the shed. Runs like a clock.
That looks like about a mid to late 80s. That was an F compliant on a steel deck.
That had to be early 80s then, because the late 80s
Yeah,
they had
that one. The rope doesn't come out of the top of the shroud on the top. It
the white
underneath
with the vertical.
Yeah, mine comes straight up.
Yeah, it goes through an island on the deck.
Good.
My neighbors.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, boy, and he doesn't baby it.
Kenny had one. Kenny had a nice lawn boy, but he gave it away to someone. Okay.
Yeah, I gave it away. I gave it away. I paid the guy to take it away.
Yeah.
Now, Hank, if you're just going to sit there and talk lies, you can go home.
Nice. I gotta check my pulse.
I'm going to spin my camera around. Look at that.
Hey, it looks pretty close.
Yeah.
That was in 1968.
Oh,
Oh, that was the year I was born.
Yeah, that's a
25 to 1 mix.
D400.
25 to 1 mix.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we talking about those grasshopper mowers. The city of Griffin had grasshoppers they cut the cemetery with, and they had a hillside. And I was walking by there one day, and I said, "Yep, that thing's got agro tires on. I can tell by the imprint they were putting in the clay soil, mate."
Not a clue.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've got another one here too. Let me.
I love to hate those old lawn boys.
There you go, Brucey.
Ken had one. He gave it away to someone once, didn't he, Kenny?
I don't know if you can see it or not. Right there.
That was a
Look
good
at that
deal.
yellow
We got
tag.
that close. Not everybody got that one.
No.
I love to hate them.
Yep. But
That's
see,
the
I'm
1970.
desensitized. I
That's the
watched all
C
the
engine
videos.
on that.
I'm
That
pretty.
video's coming up soon.
desensitized.
I haven't made it. I've only made one video since I got home from Mexico.
We know.
I know you
Yeah,
do.
we know, Bruce.
Get out in the shop. Bring
Yeah,
the camera.
Oh, I've been
So
working.
you've been-
Now I've got 8 videos on my desktop that need to be edited.
You're taking this retirement to piss take, Bruce, is what you're doing. You're doing nothing now.
No,
I'm working
You're
now.
no. I watched Donnie Boy's video the other day. He had that John Deere mower, and I looked at that color, and I'm like, "Yep, that's the same color, and it's the little brother of the John Deere Saber mower." I'm like, "Yep," because that was
Oh, those John Deere Sabres were horrible things.
Yep.
Did you guys see that one that Arch did a video on a few days ago? That newer Snapper high vac had that big I think it's an 875 on it, Briggs. And that thing had a weird looking blade. It looked like a dog bone.
Dog bone.
Yeah, Snapper's got some weird blades.
Yeah, it looked like an X.
Yeah, that's a ninja blade. That's what the snappers are supposed to have on them.
Yeah, that's what that guy had. I cut grass for it. He had his daddy's 28-inch high vac, and it had the ninja blade on it. But some people said them things that make the engine drink more gas than they should. I'm like,
yeah, but don't buy a ninja blade off of Amazon, because I'm going to tell you, you're going to be lucky if it lasts you a year.
no.
Right?
Yeah, because what it? I
They're
don't
like
know.
80, 90 bucks Canadian.
I know. I had Piranha blades on my John Deere, and I switched. They were the X ones.
Yeah, that's the ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
they're
it looks like
$103.
an open end wrench.
Yeah. But like I said, and the
I bet
thing
that'd be
is,
a bitch to sharpen that too.
yeah. Nah, we've got a Ace Hardware here in Eatonton. They still got some snapper parts, but snapper since I think Briggs Stratton said, "Bye, we ain't gonna make more." It's like whatever. Yeah.
Give me the days when the Snapper high vac just had that really straight blade, but it had an extremely high lift on it.
Yep.
Is that
blade
why
adapter
they
was a
called it?
completely square blade adapter.
Is that why they called it a high lift?
Yeah. Nah.
The high lift, though, you have to bolt on the wings.
Yeah,
though.
the air vent.
Bro, stop egging me on.
I was being good.
Now the thing is, the bolt-on wings for the high lift snappers,
yeah,
like the screw will get you had to have a certain size Phillips and stuff on it. You yep.
You got to be kidding, right?
Yeah, you got to bolt them on.
Yep.
It'll suck the acorns and everything else out of your lawn.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't Jim Jackson. He uses it. Oh, did y'all see that video where he took the rear end off another rear end snapper and added it to the other? He had 2 motors on that thing. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, if you like snappers, Jim Jackson's a great channel.
Yep.
You don't see them out here. You don't see so many snappers out here.
No, that's my personal lawnmower, because I can
I love mine.
I can throttle down the speed of the travel right to a slow walk. Which is what I cut the grass at.
Oh, it's the
Friction wheel drive.
disc drive.
Yeah. Now the channel I like watching is Great Gravelly Man when he's cutting his grass around those black walnut trees, and I watch him shooting black walnuts all over the place.
Yeah. Now, I used to cut a yard in Griffin, and it had that grass that grew that real long stem with the seed pod on top. I put the first part of the grass catch on, and I would rooster tail. I throw it out the back. Worst thing I ever did with a snapper, one time this guy had a bunch of pine straw, and I'm trying to vacuum that up. I'm like, yeah, it hold the tube up. Every time I'd have to stop, pull the back top off, pull the tube out. I'm like, yeah.
Hey, Ken.
Yo.
You know how you do the what's this part? Some
Guess
of the
what
old timers might recognize these.
Guess what it is?
What are these?
Oh, wrong one.
Oh my lord!
That's Robert. That's Bruce.
Oh, where the hell are you?
Oh, yeah, goddamn amateur. Oh,
Those are the wings for the strip. Oh no,
No, that's for the to hold up the
sickle saw.
To hold up
I
the
got
saw.
a set of 4 of them here. What are they for?
Sickle saw.
Sickle
Nope.
saw.
Nope.
Wait, show us again. They got sharp edges or are they square?
Sharp edges on both sides. Here and here.
That's not for a sickle bar mower?
Nope.
Oh, that's one of those.
You're on the
flails.
right track. They are for cutting, but what are they for?
Yeah,
It's a
then it's
flail.
dethatcher. How about dethatcher?
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
It's a flail.
Oh, a flail
No.
for like a reseeder? No.
Nope.
Are they for doing Henry's
One more
toenails?
guess, and then I'll tell you.
They're for cleaning Henry's toenails.
Nope.
What is it, Brett?
Those are for the old Jacobson that had the big disc underneath, and you bolted, and they bolted on. That was your
Oh,
blade.
flail mower. Yeah, flail mower.
No, it wasn't a flail. They didn't free swing.
Oh.
They bolted rigid.
Yeah.
Is that like a bush hog mower?
Yeah.
No, regular
No, it isn't.
conventional mower.
Mick, it's like the old clippers that had that disc.
It had a great big
underneath.
heavy disc underneath, and these bolted on the edge. The thing took 2 minutes to get stopped when you shut it off.
Lots of inertia.
Yeah.
Yep, one of them old Jacobson turbo vent decks.
Yeah, we have them on the old haters over here, but you do them up tight, but they're still able to swing.
Yeah.
Especially we use them for like graveyard mowers, things like that.
How was it? Somebody sold a mower over in England that had that disc. And then you bolted them on. Oh, and there was some guy.
1969 Jacobson 21-inch.
Yep.
Had a 3-horse Briggs on it.
Man.
That would be aluminum deck.
Aluminium.
It was a mag deck.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Had the 3 horsepower Briggs that you pulled straight up on the rope, the vertical.
Oh, that's a quantum actually.
No, it wasn't a quantum. It was pre-quantum.
Oh.
I just sold 1969 or 1970 is when that mower was made.
I just sold a quantum that had the flat top and the pull rope.
Bruce, you've been corrected 3 times tonight already.
No, Bruce, aluminum is correct in Canada. Aluminum, not aluminium.
Well, we got a guy that comes in our shop, can't say it. He says lunium, and he can't say self-propelled. He calls them self-compelled.
Exactly.
Well, the guy needs a speech therapist.
It's a
I
dialect.
simply switch depending on what people I'm around, and
Helping
he
people
makes
fix
different.
people.
Yeah,
It's either
I ain't
that
gonna
or-
correct him.
or-
He's 84 years old, and they're set in their ways at that age.
It's either that or it's Danish.
Oh,
that might be a
I'm
problem.
set in my ways already.
Definitely might be a problem.
yeah. Oh, and there was some guy over in Australia. He got a mower. Instead of the discharge being on the right side, it was on the left side. I'm like, that's a thing throwing out grass when it's on the left side.
Well, remember in Australia, the toilet's flush in the opposite direction. What do you got there? Bring that
No,
back up again, Ken.
we never confirmed that, did we, Kenny?
Where's
Hollywood Squares. Yep.
About which way the toilet swirls.
The Brady
Yeah.
Bunch.
Australia,
never-
it's the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's one for you, Robert. Remember the old Black and Decker twin blade corded electric mowers? They discharged on both sides.
Yeah.
I remember
On
those.
that. Then there was that guy over in England, machinery restore. He restored a mower. It discharged toward the back wheels. I'm like,
Well,
okay.
yeah, the Sensation used to do that.
Yeah. Then there was
A
some more.
a lot of the front-mounted mowers over here, they do that too. It's great.
Even
Yeah.
even the old what you guys have in America, we have over here the old we call them square mowers, which you guys it's like a real mower effectively, but the roller's at the back instead of being at the front. It may discharge out the back over your feet.
Yeah.
You got
John
the,
Deere-
the greenest pair of sneakers or toes after you're done cutting.
Yep.
My John Deere lawn tractor you can remove the back panels and it'll shoot out the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Didn't you
motor
do
you
some-
got
didn't
on
you
that
do
John
about-
Deere, Bruce?
It's a 17 horse Kawasaki liquid cooled.
You
There
got
you
the,
go.
you got the
I
plus
like
blade,
that.
right?
I like
Two
the liquid.
cylinder.
Didn't
I
you
like
do
the
a-
liquid.
That's
Didn't you
why
do
it's
about
still
17?
running.
Didn't you do about 17 videos on a John Deere snowblower once, Bruce?
Yeah, I sure did. My very first 17 videos.
I remember that. That had a
It was.
Tecumseh on it.
I was. I mean, you guys. A lot of people invest $3,000 or $4,000 when they start a YouTube channel. I was using the video camera off my laptop.
Oh, was it? There's another guy.
I mean, to begin with, Bruce, my camera, which was a small, go take pictures camera,
Yeah.
but it could do video, but it
Yeah.
could only do 5 minutes. Then it would reset and shut off. So in the beginning, I would have one of those little timers set for 4 minutes and 50 seconds. And when it went beep, beep, beep,
Here we are.
there we
My
go.
God.
Look at that young fellow. Oh, man.
Look at him, look.
No gut.
He only weighed 185 pounds then.
That's right.
No, that was done back when that channel was called Bruce Fender.
It's like a wild dog.
Check him out.
I was scared. I was scared that thing was going to go running right through the garage.
Boy, you know that thing's old because the motor's yellow.
Yeah.
This is pre bad shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, hello out there. It's Bruce here, and I'm just
My mic kicked.
Hey
out.
guys,
files
Bruce here.
where there's no audio on the video. The poor mic on my laptop isn't a very good mic, and it went into feedback after I started the
So even troubles from day one.
Yeah.
Well,
I
when
still
you
have
run
that
on
mower.
YouTube, that's what happens.
I still
Was
have
that the
that
first
video.
one, Bruce?
How many years ago was that, Bruce?
14.
Wow.
That was your first video?
That was my first. That was my first
And your
successful
garage-
repair. I think it was the
and your
fourth video
garage
in that
floor.
series.
Your garage floor looks no different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
Frank was
did-
still there.
With all
Yep.
the degreasing it gets, it's just going to get better.
Yep.
Klaus, did you notice the constant there though? Frank sitting in the background.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, Frank is Frank. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
I just
Frank,
went-
Frank, you got to have Frank. If you
I
got a
went-
Bruce video,
Hold
you
on.
got to see Frank at some point.
That old wreck.
I went to that auto show today, and there were cars, all kinds of cars, everything from Tesla Cybertruck to the latest Dodge Rams
Ooh.
with the
Yeah.
last V10 Hemi.
My
I
boss.
mean, you guys, you Americans, you can fuck a lot of things up, but man, you make pretty pickups. Jesus.
Somebody
My
had
boss-
too much.
my
beer.
boss
Quite
last
frankly.
week.
Those pickups, holy crap, they look good. I mean, and I mean it. They were sweet. They had those things idling. You got a V10 idling. You can't even hear it. It's just,
Yeah.
you can hear the servo pump. That's it. Man.
Oh.
My boss last week just got him a new 2024 or 25 GMC Sierra loaded to the gill with all the goodies and everything. And get this, it's only powered by a 4-cylinder engine.
Oh, but
Yeah,
see, that,
2.7 liter, 2.7 liter, 4-cylinder, twin turbo.
Does it have a towing package?
I think it does.
You know what? Arnold Schwarzenegger would call that a goody truck.
Hey Wayne, on the front, so when they have to tow it, you know what I mean?
It even has in the bed of the truck. There's actually a 110 volt outlet.
That would be like asking Cindy Crawford out and then drive her in a Mini. It's not happening, you know.
You know what?
It's got a 3,000 watt inverter built into the vehicle.
Yeah.
But I will say,
my pickup truck has I'm going to interrupt. My pickup truck has the last cast iron 350 cubic inch engine in 1998.
Yeah.
Is it a Wisconsin or a Michigan?
That would be Ford.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, Ford is the Windsor or something.
Absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
No, well, I will say those Rams that was on display, holy smokes, they look good. I mean,
Yeah, they do.
It made me want to get one if I could afford it, but I can't over
The
here.
roads are too small where you guys live.
Yeah, but man,
that's going to be my next vehicle.
Hey Wayne, same towing capacity.
Yeah.
Same towing capacity as the V8.
Towing capacity.
No, but I mean, a 4-cylinder engine will put out exactly the same as a V8. It's just a question of having a big enough turbo.
It puts out their twin turbo. It puts out 70 more foot-pounds of torque than the V8.
Yeah.
That's on which car? That's on that Sierra.
That's a
What, Hank,
2025 El Camino.
Yeah, that is nice.
That's my next vehicle.
Ah, nice.
I think I have my next vehicle.
Frank.
No.
Yeah, because don't diss Frank, otherwise Frank's not going to run anymore.
That's
Be
right.
nice to Frank.
Gotta be nice to
I
Frank.
put 600 kilometers on it last year.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You really ran her hard,
you're going to be changing tires in
Just enough to keep the wheel bearings around.
Yeah.
No, but that truck right there is an 8-cylinder, but it only uses 4 at a certain speed. Then when it feels it needs to, it will. It don't matter.
That's it. Look at it.
Well, I think Jake's Ford is a 10-speed.
But is that electric, Hank, or is it gas?
No, it's both. I mean, could be both.
Hybrid.
I think hybrid's the way to go.
Yeah, hybrid.
Hank,
If everybody went to straight EVs, our electrical system would melt down here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Hank.
Notes all over the place, Bruce.
I just calculated my mileage going to Italy in a hybrid Toyota, and I'm going to tell you, hybrid is not going to save the world. Trust me.
I know, Ken. I know.
Yeah, but what Chevy quit making the El Camino in 87, and
No.
Ford they quit making theirs in 77. Then
Wasn't that an El Ranco?
Yeah.
Must be nearly 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce, the day you get rid of Frank, that all hell's going to be paid here. I mean, we all love him. So
All I do, I take it over to put some fuel in it, or I drive over to some place to have a hamburger, and 3 people come up and say, "Do you want to sell that truck?"
How far you got to drive to grab a hamburger, Bruce? How
3
many
blocks.
miles?
3 blocks.
How much?
3 blocks.
3 blocks? That's it?
What's the name of the place, Bruce?
A&W, you know, the little
Oh,
guy.
at the root beer stand?
The little guy on the corner, A&W.
I thought you wrote in the boonies.
No, I'm in the middle of a 100,000 person city.
Wow.
Bruce, do you put
He's in
any
Calgary.
stable-
That ain't out in the boonies.
Yeah,
Bruce,
I'm an hour and a half out of Calgary.
Bruce, do you put any stabilizer in Frank's fuel?
No, I don't. I just make sure I last time I bought gas, I only bought a half a tank.
And that was what, June last year?
No, it would be June. No, it would be June this year.
I'm kidding with you.
Is it because you're just too tight to run it? Is that what it is?
Oh, actually, I can't see where I'm driving.
Oh yeah, yeah. And what?
I mean, a pickup truck like that, it's a gem. Don't give it up.
Well, you know, it's not a gem because it's a Chev or a Dodge or a Ford or whatever. It's maintained.
Yes, exactly. I
No,
mean,
Yeah,
no.
you look at
got
that
an
truck.
engine
There's
bay
not a
that's
scratch.
nice.
There's not a scratch on it.
The engine bay is cleaner than the outside.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
cleaner when it left the factory.
It's got
You
the
know?
original rad hoses on it.
Nice.
Yeah. No, was it? There was that TV show, Simon and Simon. The older Simon, he had that power wagon with the oak bumper on the front. And I was talking to my cousin. He said, "Oh, they still make them, but it's like, unless you have to custom order it." I'm like, a wooden bumper on the front of that thing. I'm like, good almighty, boy, woo, oak at that. Yeah,
That's nice.
yeah. Oh, was it? Dodge had made something that was like the El Camino in the Ford Ranchero. Was it?
Couldn't tell you.
You got 5 seconds, Robert.
Yeah.
We're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it.
Anyway,
my head then.
That's it for this week, guys. So,
Okay,
All
thanks,
right.
Denny.
Nick, Conker,
Well, I'm glad I snuck
Ross,
in.
Bruce, Robert,
It was
Wayne,
really fun being abused.
Brett, everybody. We'll catch y'all next week. This was a pretty rowdy week. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I
good.
wonder why that was.
Well, that's because Conker joined us. Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Great to see
Yeah,
you, fellas.
Phil. Sorry we got
Leave
onto
it.
American trucks. I know you don't follow that gig.
No, yeah, we do. I mean, I saw them today. They were sweet.